Hi, it's Dolly. I thought I'd give like a little bit of an update since tomorrow is like a big day, and I'm going to be starting the low-calorie diet. So, what I wanted to say is that when you start tomorrow, first thing in the morning, make sure, like I said, after you empty your bladder, that you go ahead and you weigh yourself. And I want you to go ahead and jot that down when you're done. Then take the HCG drops, put it under your tongue, and hold it there for 15 to 30, well, for 30 seconds, and then don't eat for 15 minutes. You can start, hold on one second. Kira, on your bed. Go lay down. You can start off by having tea, and you're allowed to have, I believe it's 1 tablespoon of milk within a 24-hour period. So if you're a type of person like I am that needs to have milk in her tea, then go ahead and do that. You can use stevia, like I had mentioned before, to sweeten it, but that's about it. Drink a lot of water. And for lunch, you are to have 100 grams of meat, which it would be like veal, beef, chicken breast, ground turkey, fresh whitefish, lobster, crab, or shrimp. All the fat has to be trimmed away from it. And then 1 type of veggie, which can be like spinach, chard, beet greens, green salad, tomatoes, celery, fennel, onions, red radishes, cucumbers, asparagus, or cabbage. I am going to have asparagus tomorrow, and I'll probably grill some asparagus. And then an apple. You can have an apple, strawberries, or a half a grapefruit or orange. I'm going to have an apple tomorrow. Make sure it's not a large apple. You're going to want more of a smaller apple. So remember what that is. Lunch is coffee or tea with a tablespoon of milk and stevia if you need it. Water, water, water. And then lunch, 15 minutes before lunch, use the dropper, let it sit for 30 seconds. 15 minutes later, you have 100 grams of meat. And remember, you can't choose the same meat for dinner, so choose wisely. Tomorrow I'm probably going to have some fish. I like haddock and I like tilapia, but it's only going to be 100 grams, so I normally choose like a smaller fish so I don't have to cut mine in half. And then you're going to want to weigh it. I have like a little scale that I use. Go ahead and weigh that to see, make sure it's around 100 grams, about 2 ounces. And then I'm going to grill the fish, and then I'll probably grill the asparagus as well. Careful with what seasonings that you use, because a lot of seasonings have sugar in it. So let's see, some of the seasonings, I'm not sure if they have it here. Oh yeah, okay. Spices. Cumin, an amazing spice. Onion powder, chili powder, cayenne, thyme, rosemary, oregano, basil, bay leaf, paprika, and celery salt. Tomorrow with my fish, probably what I'm going to use is I have a smoked paprika, some celery salt, and some cumin. It's probably what I'll go ahead and put on top of mine and then grill it, and I'll put the same stuff on top of my asparagus and then drizzle lemon on it when I'm done. So that's what I'll have for lunch tomorrow. And then it's good to have planned what you're going to want to eat for the next day. It makes the guessing game, out of it, like, oh gosh, now what? Go ahead and kind of schedule your meals ahead of time. It does help. And then for dinner, let's see, dinner you have the same choices as you have for lunch, but remember that you have to have a different protein. So chicken or beef. There's different types of beef that are allowed, like filet mignon, flank steak, T-bone, top round, top sirloin, and tenderloin. Flank steak and top round and top sirloin are your cheaper steaks. It's a little easier and a little cheaper. If you're going to eat ground beef, it must be a minimum of 93% fat-free. that's a given for me. Like I don't do anything lower than that. I think it's nasty. And you can't eat hamburger more than 2 times a week. So remember that. Um, I allowed fish. Let's see, cod, flounder, grouper, haddock, monkfish, smelt, snapper, tilapia, walleye, whiting, wolfish. You're allowed seafood for like lobster, shrimp, crab, no imitation crab, and scallops. It's going to be a 500 calorie diet, so you're going to count your calories. I go onto Calorie Counter, I believe it's called, .com, and you can go ahead and input it. If you have a smartphone, they have an application as a calorie counter. You can put in, Kira, on your bed, you can put in what type of food you're eating and input the quantity, and it'll give you the amount. I'll go ahead and research that a little more and tell you exactly, what site that I use. Something that I wanted to mention that I'm going to start doing is I bought this book. It's amazing. It's the HCG Gourmet Cookbook. Over 200 low-calorie recipes for the HCG phase. And I have tried a lot of them for last time. And there's a lot of great tips in here too. Let's see. It gives you what the abbreviations mean. It gives like an inspirational story. It tells you what the HCG diet is. It's saying that you should take it for 23 to 43 days. It's telling you the history of the diet, what you should expect to lose. Prep and load, it tells you about the cleansing and natural loading, mental preparation, and then HCG phase, which is the phase that I'm going to be starting tomorrow. Let's see. Food choices are limited. A list of allowed foods is provided for you later in the section book. It's important that you avoid contact with all external fats such as creams and lotions. There are plateaus that are normal with this diet. Weight loss usually presents in a stair-step fashion with a constant large drop in weight followed by a slight plateau or slower losses for a few days. At least one plateau occurs in the second half of the protocol that often lasts about 4 to 6 days, and this is normal and resolve itself in time, so don't be alarmed when this occurs. If a plateau occurs longer than 4 days, an apple a day can be considered. What they say is it's actually really good for you to eat 6 apples over a 24-hour period and a steak, and it's supposed to break that plateau that you have, and then you can start back into your HCG phase. There's the stabilization phase, the maintenance phase, and I'll get into that a little further. But these also have very, very good miscellaneous foods that you can have. Curry, cinnamon. It tells you why you can have cinnamon. It tells you what cinnamon does for you as far as boosting the brain function, blood sugar control, calcium, vitamins, fiber, aids in digestion. So if you have like a hard time with digestion, cinnamon, could also be a natural instead of using like a Miralax. I'll go ahead and do a recipe for you, such as chicken tacos. Maybe I might even try making that tomorrow. You take 100 grams of chicken breast, or you can have it ground, and I already have some ground chicken breast in the freezer, and then a half a cup of chicken broth or water, a tablespoon of onion chopped with garlic and oregano and cayenne and cumin and cilantro with large lettuce leaves. And it tells you it makes 1 serving, and it has your 1 protein and 1 vegetable. It has 25 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, and it's 155 calories. So that would be like a dinner. Now, that you still have a lot of good calories left after that. So the good thing with this book is that it gives you good recipes, and maybe tomorrow what I'll do for dinner is I'll make some chicken tacos and advertise to kind of cook it while I'm on YouTube, and I'll make the little video for you guys. I also will look up where to go online for the calorie counter and get that posted out for you guys. So, all right, well, wish me the best of luck. It is my last night. Oh, and another reminder, no more alcohol after tonight. So if you, I had these left over in the refrigerator, so I was like, oh, okay, well, I might as well go ahead and have the last couple of them, since you have to take alcohol out of your diet. No more social drinking, no more drinking hardcore if you're hardcore drinking, no more beer pong. So, yeah, so best of luck to all.